But you would come into my studio, and then it was 2020, so we were hanging out with a lot of people. So people were always just like making fun that like I had a party in my studio because everyone was there, and I'm like, I'm into this. For me, as a Colombian, like trans person living in Oakland, California, I use my art practice to create spaces where we are centering queer and trans stories, brown and black stories that also not only manifest in oppression, but also really focus on centering joy and centering a way of creating our own stories. Growing up in a household in Bogota, Colombia, with both of my parents who did theater when I was growing up. And they used theater as this way of being together with other people while also being playful, being very creative, being super resourceful in a moment where Colombia was in the middle of a civil war. I moved to the US when I was 18, and I went to college in Indiana, where it was the first place that I realized I was Latinx. And it happens, you become the other when you're in this space, and you realize how you're different, how your accent makes you stand out, how the color of your skin makes people treat you differently. And so at the beginning, it was kind of tumultuous for me to understand my own positionality in this country, and realizing that for me to stay here, to make a practice in the US, was a way of bringing that culture with me. Something that I bring in my practice that comes very directly from Latinx families is that, we come as a group. I'm interested in creating spaces that are collective, where I can bring folks with me, like where their success I'm excited for and they're excited for my success. So there's this culture of reciprocity and collectivity that feels really important to me, and I consider it part of my heritage. I'm excited for a future where Black, Latinx, Indigenous creatives are thriving, are being compensated for their labor and time, and are being uplifted in a way that we haven't really seen before in art history, but just in society overall.